How are you? Yeah, I guess that is kind of a dumb question. Don't worry. I'm here right now. Everything's gonna be okay. I know that things have happened that hurt you. I know some people have said some things that really brought you down, or done some things that have really brought you down. I know that right now you have a sense of loss. Sometimes people say and do things when they love us that they feel are the best thing to do for us, even though it hurts. Even though it hurts you at the time. Sometimes mean people do things that hurt us with the intention of hurting us. I have a secret though. Whether the person did it to be mean, or whether they did it because they love us, it hurt that person on some level to hurt you. It did. And that person isn't necessarily better off for hurting you. But sometimes things like that happen, and we have to take them in the healthiest way possible. I know that right now your heart hurts. And you know what? That's perfectly normal. It's okay. It's okay if your heart is hurting after somebody hurts you. It's okay to grieve about it. It's okay to be sad. But someday, soon, it'll also be okay to start healing when you're ready. Right now, it's okay to want to be with friends. It's also okay to want to be left alone. But there's something to keep in mind for both of those scenarios. If you're with friends, remember that it's great for them to listen, and you say everything that you need to say. But also remember that the best medicine for the heart is to love another person. To show another human being who needs it love. Maybe romantic, maybe platonic, maybe whatever, brotherly. to show another heart that is hurting just like yours some love, some compassion, some dignity and respect. That's the best medicine for your heart. And that's how you help each other, by loving each other. Even somebody on the street, even a stranger. It's amazing how doing an act of kindness for someone heals our broken heart. As for being alone, it's okay to want to be alone sometimes. It's okay to not want company. But just remember, being alone isn't how we're meant to live our lives. You don't have to be around a lot of people, but just remember that after your soul is done resting, it will have energy. And that's when it's time to go out, to come out of hiding, to spread your wings and live your life. I know you don't believe me, but someday you will want to smile again. You will want to laugh again. You will want to love again. And that day will be golden. That day will be beautiful. See, I know a lot of people make a big difference between a broken heart and a broken bone, and they say one is nothing like the other. I disagree. Time will solidify both. It will. You see, when you break a bone, it gets put in a cast. And that's because your doctor wants to make sure that it sits in the right place for the right amount of time. And why does he do that? Well, he does that because that bone is going to try and heal itself, regardless of any other interference. It will fuse back together again. And if we choose to set that bone in the right place, then it will fuse together correctly in a healthy, renewed way. It may be a little different than it was before it was broken, but it will work just as well. It will be healthy. It will be functional again. Now, if you don't interfere in a good way, or if you interfere in a bad way with that healing, then the bone won't set right. And when it fuses back together, it will fuse back wrong. And it will be very painful and won't work as well as it did before. You have that choice. And a lot of people, because they can't see their heart and their emotions with their own eyes, think that their heart never healed. It did. It did exactly what it was meant to do. But nobody interfered in the right way. So it didn't heal back like it was supposed to. That's why it is so important to heal yourself, starting right now, right here. That's why it is so important for you to set your heart in a good position, even though it's hurting. Your heart is already trying to heal right now. It's up to you to let it do it right. I love you, and I want to help you. But it's your heart, so you have to let me. Will you let me help you? Good. Now, I want to tell you, I don't have all of the answers. Nobody outside of you has answers that you're going to be looking for. Answers that will somehow magically make everything clear. But you can go to people that you trust, people who love you, people who you look up to, and they can point you in the right direction. They will give you a road, and all you have to do is follow it. You will take your own journey, though. That's something nobody can do for you, darling. Everybody who loves you wants to see you happy, wants to see you feel better. And that includes me. Every time. Every time. Now, in terms of healing yourself, first, you need to take a little time, if you haven't already, and allow yourself to feel sad. It's okay to be sad sometimes, as long as you don't become sad. After that, it will take work. Happiness doesn't just arrive. It takes effort. to be happy. It's true. It takes effort to be happy. Unfortunately, more effort than it takes to be sad or mad. Studies have shown that putting yourself in a positive environment, surrounded by happy people, surrounded by good things that you like, make you feel happy, even though nothing has happened to you. Isn't that funny? So put on some music that makes you smile. Because I love seeing you smile. Everybody loves seeing you smile. It's true. You have a wonderful smile. There it goes. Get out and around people who are in a good mood. You don't have to talk about your problems. You don't have to bring it up or take your problems with you. They don't have any place in this moment that you're creating. No. Your problems can wait for you at another point, in another place. I guarantee you, putting on a happy song will make you feel at least a little bit better than you did before. You know, distractions aren't always a bad thing. In fact, sometimes they're very, very necessary. Sometimes, when I feel really bad, I like to connect with an animal. I will volunteer to take care of a friend's pet, or I'll even go to a rescue and I'll go spend some time there with the animals. Their love is unconditional, and they are always grateful for your company. Even if it's hard to see sometimes. I actually have my own pet. And when I don't feel good and I'm in the house, I'll go and I'll spend some time with him. And he's always very, very happy to spend time with me. Even if you can't have one in your home, the ways I mentioned earlier are ways to go and connect with one, aren't there? Yeah. There is a Chinese saying, an ancient Chinese saying that says that cats naturally push away negative chi, that they are the guardians, and that they make sure nothing bad can come at you, and they chase it away like a bad mouse. They also say that dogs are providers of good chi, of happiness, and they bring sunshine into your life. Either way is a good route. Or maybe you can have a little of both. They will guard you. The next step is to try and do something kind for someone else. I have never, ever done something kind for someone and not felt 1,000 times better myself after having done it. There's just no way. Our hearts were made for love. Our hearts were made to give. Giving and loving is like physical therapy for your heart. And you can't ever really do too much of it. Even if it's just small. Even if it costs nothing. Most importantly, you have to create a habit. Love. You have to create a habit of insisting on happiness, of insisting on love. If you know there are things that make you feel sad, don't be drawn to them. And if there are people in your life who are emotionally draining, it's okay to take a break from them. If there are thoughts that are emotionally draining, it's okay to take a break from them too. Don't look at pictures that make you sad. Don't listen to music that makes you sad. Don't go places that make you sad. Because guess what? You're just going to be sad if you do. You have to believe that these things will get better. You have to believe in your own strength. You have to believe in your own worth, because if there is nothing else that you take from this, then hear me now. You are worth every ounce of effort you put in, and more. Just because bad things happen, they don't make you a bad person. Just because people hurt you, it doesn't mean you're not worthy of feeling good. Maybe you feel bad because this is your fault on some level. It's okay. Everybody's at fault sometimes. The important thing is to accept it. Accept your humanity. Accept your mistakes. Accept yourself. I've messed up before. A lot. I'm not a bad person. I'm not unworthy of love, of happiness. Neither are you. Although I will say, the most healing thing you can do for yourself is to go to the person who you hurt and offer them your apologies. ask them if they can forgive you. Or if you can't do that, just somehow offer them love. The hardest broken heart to heal is the heart that broke itself. That's why it's important for you to do these things. It's important for you to know that you're still a worthy human being. You are strong. You are so strong. I can tell you've already come a ways from where you were when your heart first broke. Can you feel it? I can see it. It's such a beautiful day outside, isn't it? You know, not every day is going to be beautiful like this. You're going to want to get out and enjoy it. And feel the sun on your face. Once you find that inner strength, once you feel that inner happiness, it will be time for you to do something to remember it. Once you've gotten to that feeling of wholeness, I want you to do something for me. When I was in a place I really loved, when I was feeling better than I'd ever felt before, I bought myself this little totem here, this little pendant. I picked it because I found it to be just perfect. So beautiful. It was just sparkling and shining. I felt like a golden goddess that was on fire that day. I just felt alive, and what was more important, I felt alive because I brought myself to that place. I was strong. I was healthy. And I felt that way quite a bit since then, but not every day. I bought this that day because I wanted to remember that feeling. It was my personal medal of honor for having felt that way. And right now going through a certain transition of my own. I've worn it every day since. It's been a little physical reminder of the kind of person I am capable of being. And it's helped me quite a lot. Now, physical items. They mean whatever you want them to mean. There's nothing magic about any particular object. But there is something magic about you, about your soul, and about your mind. If you assign an object a purpose, then it's sure to fulfill that purpose. Wearing this item every day reminds me of how I felt when I purchased it. I remember every little detail about that day, everyone. Because I see this, and I'm reminded, and it makes me happy. It makes me smile and feel good. Now, maybe you're not a jewelry person, and that's okay. But if you have something you'd like to make, or you'd like to purchase, or even a little piece of paper you want to write something down on, get some kind of positive affirmation for yourself. To keep you going. And remember every day how you felt when it became a little part of you. When I first put this on, I made a bit of a ceremony of it. I awarded myself this little medal. I told myself that with this medal came a certain amount of responsibility. When I wear it, I have a responsibility to myself to remember that goddess that I felt like. To remember the happiness I felt, and remember to respect myself and respect that person by never bringing myself down, by never accepting depression, never accepting anxiety as an okay way to live. Because I owe that to myself. You owe it to yourself too. You owe it to yourself to be kind, to be gentle, to love yourself. If you look in a mirror, I want you to talk to yourself and say things as if you're speaking to a friend, a very, very dear friend. What would you say? How would you treat that friend? And why does the person inside of you deserve any less than that dear friend? Sometimes we'd rather put ourselves down. Sometimes we'd rather force ourselves to be sad. What would you do if somebody was forcing your friend to do and be and feel the way you force yourself to be? That would be horrible. You would probably yell or get angry or tell that person off. Or at the very least, not want anything to do with them. Don't be your own bully, my love. I will stand by your side while you heal, but I cannot stop you from hurting yourself. Please don't. Remember the things we've talked about. Remember the things we've said. No matter what the situation, no matter what's happened, your heart can heal. It will, whether you want it to or not. Make sure it heals into happiness. I know that you don't always know the right way to go. But just ask yourself if what you're doing is being done with love and honesty. If it is, you're going the right way. I love you. And you're going to